Hi folks, Jim Borton here up at our lake place on Lanier. Just up the road a little ways is the Billy Shaw place. It's Memorial Day 2020 and I wanted to do a little quick video to commemorate Billy in his remembrance and send this to the family. He passed a little over a year ago and it's certainly a big day to celebrate relative to his military service. Just a little background first. I'm not military, civilian. We bought our lake place about 20 years ago. Wanted to share a couple of stories that I thought the folks out there might appreciate a little bit. The first one is about how I met Billy the very first time. It was right here. We're right in the driveway of our lake place. He was coming down the driveway over here and he came up on his little ATV. And of course, I had no idea who this person was. And back then the woods were very thick, etc. Anyway, he comes tooling up and here's this short guy, not very tall, but a walking muscle. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. He's got camo overalls, boots, camo hat, no shirt, and big smile. And he comes, and I'm looking at this guy going, uh-oh. Because back then there were very few houses, not many people. And I'm like, who would this guy be? And he comes walking up and he says, hi, I'm Billy Shaw, and I live in the red brick house up the road here. Just wanted to come down and say hello and meet you and visit a little bit and get to know you a little bit. So we commenced to converse a little bit, and he shared that he was an instructor at the college up the road in Dawsonville. Instructor, by the way, this is the first time we met, so he's not sure who I am. And I explained I worked for Bell South at the time in marketing and product management, and that we were weekenders and came up all the time, and were boaters and all that sort of thing. He didn't share a whole lot about his background or his prior activity. Had a family, the girls, Mary Kay and so forth. And we had a nice little chat, and he said, anytime you want to come over or need something or want to visit, just pop on down and we can take care of whatever that might be. So it was a nice little first meeting, but I was really taken by, who is this guy? Because it was, kind of weird. Anyway, we'll then get on to the second story. Oh, by the way, before he left, he said, one more thing. I want to tell you about Harley. Harley's our big dog. Harley won't hurt you. He'll make a lot of noise, but when you come up, don't worry about Harley. He's usually in the garage, and the door's closed, so you don't have to worry about Harley. And you'll be fine, but he'll make a lot of noise. So there's the second story. So about 2 or 3 weeks later, I needed a tool or something. So I go heading down there because personally I wanted to see their house and get to know them a little bit better, and also dig up this tool. And I come walking up to the house, which is nestled deep in the woods. It's a really beautiful spot. And sure enough, Harley is barking like crazy out the window in the garage. And I'm like, okay, no problem. I'll just keep coming up here. He told me that's normal and we'll be fine. Except about 30 seconds later, Harley pulls up out of the window and comes running like crazy out the door because it was wide open and straight at me. And as I'm getting closer to the house and closer to the house, look up and see Harley and go, uh-oh. This could go really bad. And Harley, for those that don't know, Harley was a giant, huge German Shepherd military dog, near as I know. And he came up, oh my God, he came running on me, stopped about 15 feet away, and he is just ripping the bark like you wouldn't believe. Well, nobody's coming outside. I stand still because I'm about ready to flip out. Of course, if I run, I'm going to be in bad shape, so I can't do that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, somebody's going to hear this. Well, Billy's dad was around. He came out, immediately called down Harley, who immediately sat. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. And came out and talked with his dad for a little bit, introduced, and he said, well, come on inside. I don't think Billy's around, but we'll see if we can find the tool and so forth. He said, feel free, look around the house. There's all kinds of pictures. Billy probably told you all about that stuff. And you can see some of the trophies and so forth. Well, Billy had not mentioned anything about his military background at all. So I'm walking around the house, and here are these pictures. And for those that have visited and been to parties and so forth, you know what I'm talking about. But all over the hallways and in the study are these pictures of him in action in the field from his military service. And as I'm walking through, and it's like pictures out of a Rambo movie for those that may not know, but I'm looking at these and going, who is this guy? An instructor? in the college in Dawsonville? I don't think so. And of course, there's pictures of his tours in the Middle East and the Iraq War and Kuwait and the fires in Kuwait, and he's in helicopters and all this. I'm going, oh my God, who is this guy? I can't believe it. Who is our neighbor? And this is after 3 or 4 weeks. Anyway, his dad comes back, and finished looking at the pictures. I probably saw 6 or 8 of them, and came back and told them, I'm running into the house, Sue, Jake, oh my gosh, you won't believe who our neighbor is. Oh my gosh, he does all this stuff. Anyway, that was sort of interesting. Now, over the years, of course, we got to know the Shaws pretty well. We'd go down and visit, see their parties and so forth, and get to meet many of his friends and colleagues from the military. And that really had a very big impact, not only on us, but also Jake. Jake is now 19. He's sort of grown up with them. By the way, Billy taught at one of those parties, taught Jake how to shoot a bow and arrow for the very first time. So Billy is very, very special for Jake because of those types of things. Anyway, it also caused Jake to have a very deep and abiding respect and honor for our military members that still continues. So we want to thank you for your service. I want to thank Billy and his family. This video goes out to Mary Kay, the girls, Carrie, certainly Miss Nancy, Glenn and family, and so forth. Our love and hearts extend to you for his departure. He was a very good friend and a nice neighbor, and we greatly appreciate his service to the country. Thank you very much. Feel free, this will be on Facebook. Certainly, you want to reach out, feel free to do that. And thank you. Have a good Memorial Day. Bye now.